Okay, everybody. I'm sure, as you know, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor had a boxing match, and it happened a few days ago, but we just kind of wanted to talk about it. We had some people asking us what our opinion of it was, so we figured we'd do a video. We're a little bit late on this, so we get it.
Yeah, we didn't really get the request until about a day ago, so, I mean...
And we wanted to kind of talk about it anyway. We figured, well, nobody will care, so we figured we'll just do it now.
We rewatched the match, what, twice?
Yeah, we kind of wanted to watch it again, because the first time you're kind of just in shock of, this is actually happening, and we waited forever.
The first time you're sitting there like, oh, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? So.
Yeah, we had to watch it and not be like a viewer as much as okay, now we're going to give our thoughts of it. So we'll kind of just reflect back on August the 26th.
Let's get one thing out of the way. Both guys look absolutely amazing. Everybody looked great. Floyd, best match of his career. Hands down, best performance.
Most entertaining, I don't know. Probably not his best, but...
well, that's what I mean.
I think he looked really good.
Value-wise for the pay-per-view, best show he's ever put on.
I thought he looked as good as he ever has too, but I heard a lot of boxing experts say he didn't look as good as he usually does.
Well,
that's because he changed his whole style. I mean,
that was the best version of Floyd we could have gotten.
That was entertainment value-wise. I think that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, it really is. And
really, the way I look at it is Conor came out, looked really strong. He was really very active. He was throwing a lot of punches, high volume of punches.
Yeah.
And then I think Mayweather kind of took a few rounds to get into it. Which I mean, they said he's just going to give him a few rounds, but I mean, I wouldn't say he gave it to him. Rather than he had to take some time to understand his style, and then started throwing punches back in about the 4th and 5th round.
Yeah, something about like that. So, on my scorecard, I had Conor 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. 4 and 8 are a toss up between the two guys. That was just my scorecard. I mean, a lot of people are judging 1, 2, 3 Conor, and then the rest of Floyd. A lot of people are judging it 1, 2, 3, and 8 to Conor. But I mean, he went in there and held his own against a guy who's never been beat. I mean,
yeah, I thought it was 1, 2, 3 Conor, 4 competitive each way. I'd have to rewatch it again to really, give my official answer. You could say Conor won. I mean, you could say really either one. Mayweather 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it was competitive again. I think Floyd technically won it though. Not 4 where it could have won either way. 8, I think Floyd did win it, but it was still competitive. And the rest of the rounds I'll give it to Floyd. But
yeah,
people were saying Conor wouldn't even last 5 or 6 rounds.
Obviously, we had Floyd won by TKO in the 10th round, so I was wrong. If you go back and watch our Floyd versus Conor video, I was wrong. And
I wanted Floyd to win. He wanted Conor to win.
Yeah,
we got asked about what our favorite was.
I wanted Conor to win, and I thought he was going to. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, I wanted him to win, but I thought Floyd would win. No, I thought Conor would win. I thought he could land the lucky.
I really wanted Floyd to win, and I really thought he would win. Because I thought he was just the superior boxer. He is a superior boxer. Even you would probably admit
that. Yeah, he's better boxer.
But you just thought he could get in there with his size, reach, power, and youth, and just kind of get in there and manipulate the fight.
I thought he was just going to be able to, everybody was saying, and I agree, he'd have to just land the lucky knockout. He'd have to just land that one clean shot. And I anticipated he would.
He wasn't as aggressive as I thought he needed to be.
He wasn't.
He had me worried at first because I wanted Floyd to win. And the first, I'd say, 2 rounds, I was I can't believe this is happening. He might actually win this. He's just sitting there controlling the fight. I know people are saying first 4 rounds Floyd's going to let him, but I was just dude, there's no way this is his plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Conor was just extremely aggressive, but not aggressive enough. I know that I kind of said he wasn't aggressive. The power punch wise.
He wasn't really packing power.
Yeah, he was hitting a lot. He was hitting numbers. He wasn't he was just putting another, racking up numbers for punches. He wasn't ever throwing the big haymaker we thought he would do.
Yeah, we had Canelo Alvarez, when he fought Floyd, that was the most punches ever landed on Floyd Mayweather in a single bout. It was 117 punches landed. But surprisingly enough, Conor is the 2nd most punches landed on Floyd in history.
He had 111.
111 punches. I mean, to put that in perspective, Manny Pacquiao landed about 80.
I think it was 82. Yeah. You guys can comment if you know. I think it was something like that.
81 or 82, something like that.
Yeah.
And he landed 30 more than Manny Pacquiao.
Conor, the thing...
Manny went 12 rounds.
Yeah, and Conor only had 10 rounds. I mean, he did get knocked out, so that's kind of not to his credit, but I'm just saying...
in 2 less rounds, he landed 30 more punches than Manny Pacquiao.
And it was still a lot left in the 10th round. I mean, it was like 134, 140.
It was stopped at like 140. Like a minute 40 left. It was stopped.
So, I mean, like, it was really like 9.5 rounds, something like that.
Yeah.
So, he did really well. I just thought, like, I thought he wouldn't look as good as a boxer, but maybe be more aggressive in, like, his power punches.
And it was opposite.
But it was the other way, and I think he would have been better off. Like, I know he had the second most punches. I think he would have been better off not looking as crisp and as, like, boxing savvy.
I agree.
If he would just go out there and just do what he was supposed to do, kind of game plan wise. Throw everything you have at him, a lot of power. Like, there are a few times we had him up against the ropes, and he was just hitting him like, you know, like a normal boxer would. I thought he should just try to take his head off. Like, try to just, you're going to miss some shots, but, like, let's be honest, the only way you're winning is just going for the knockout.
Yeah, it's like, so early in the 9th round, the very, very, very start of the 9th round, he landed a really good body shot to Mayweather and backed Mayweather up in the corner. And, I mean, if you listen, like, the announcers are, like, screaming, like, oh, Mayweather's hurt, Mayweather's hurt. I mean, the ref stopped it. He thought it was a low blow. I understand heat of the moment. It happens. You know, you got Floyd calling for a low blow. You got the ref who's like, was it a low blow? I'm gonna stop it.
If you don't know, you stop it. Generally.
Yeah, if you don't know, you stop it. But I mean, the uppercut landed clean. Floyd, it's like Connor said. Floyd, he kept his composure. He
looked super calm.
He looked like it didn't rock him at all. There's nobody telling me you get hit with an uppercut like that and you're fine. Like, I just.
That was probably because he just was so pumped up after the fight. I feel like he now would say, that would, you know.
Yeah, like, nobody's telling me, like, nobody.
Just like when Connor was like, I was fine, I was just gassed. Like, no, you're getting rocked. Like,
yeah, like, nobody's telling me, like, Floyd didn't wake up Sunday morning and was like, yeah, my jaw's a little sore, you know, hurting a little bit.
I'm sure it didn't hurt that bad at the time, but it definitely took a toll.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can see it in slow-mo. He felt it. His eyes went closed, his head snapped back a little bit. I mean, he felt it. And he landed a couple good jabs right to straight to Floyd's face, but
his biggest problem was
when it got to about 6.
His endurance just gave up on him.
When it got to about round 6, just the crispness of Floyd's punches.
I think once it hit about round 6, it was like, because we rewatched it, so that was like we were like, yeah, right here is when the momentum shifted, because we kind of rewatched it the other night. And it was, in my opinion, it was a combination of Floyd's... It
was the very end of round 6.
And it was like, Floyd was like, okay, I'm going to actually start throwing punches now, because my whole game plan is, I'm going to try to just, you know... Like, I mean, they both said this isn't gonna go the distance, like, basically a knockout's going to happen, but... I mean, Floyd's general game plan for most fights is, I'm going to win by the scorecard.
Yeah, Floyd...
And I think what happened at round 6 was... Okay, he might have won the first 4. I know he won the first 3. Might have won the first 4. If I don't start winning sometime, I'm gonna have to knock him out, like which he did eventually. But
I mean,
at the time you were sitting there like, dude, he's already won the first 3.
Like Floyd's game, it's like we were
and he was planning on just jumping in there at round 4 and taking over, and he arguably won that. Like he has to start winning rounds now.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about. Like Floyd's plan was to just let him gas out, but like at the end of round 4, like Connor didn't look gassed, and I bet Floyd was sitting there going like.
And if he wins another 2 rounds, he just won half the rounds, and I have to outwin the rest of them.
Yeah, like what happens if this dude's conditioning actually is better than I anticipated? What if he was taking a lot of conditioning stuff seriously, and what if he's not? What if he doesn't gas and he's backed me up to the ropes a couple times? Like this might be a problem. I mean,
I think really the only thing that like
Floyd just knew what he had to. I mean, that's the champion in Floyd. He knew what he had to do.
Well, Floyd knew. Okay, I'm gonna have to give up my game plan a little earlier than I thought, and. You know, I'm just going to have to start throwing punches at him because I know...
And boy, did he throw punches.
He didn't want to get in a position where Connor wins about 5 or 6 rounds, or 5 rounds, and then now he has to, like, okay, I have to win out. Like, he didn't want to have to win every single round, which he did.
You don't want to let him win, like, 1 through 5.
If he wins 1 through 5, now you have to win out almost.
You literally
have to win out to win by rounds and not have a tie, and then, like, the judges just give their, decision.
Yeah, so you don't want that. I mean, and you don't want...
You don't want to have a position where you have to knock Connor out either. Like, I mean, he ended up knocking him out, but that was just really an endurance thing.
It was an endurance thing. Connor was gassed. Floyd was landing. He landed like a minute straight, and Connor didn't even swing.
And Floyd looked like he could box a whole other match at the end. He was completely fine.
Yeah, he was. I mean, post-fight, he wasn't even sweating.
He was ready to do another match. He was ready to do another 10 rounds.
Floyd just has superhuman cardio. Like, it's just... I
don't know what he does.
He has just this superhuman, unbelievable cardio.
And Connor has a really good team, but they just... Like, you see all these pictures on social media of him, and it's just like all these videos of him, and it's like he's just running outside and jogging, and you're like, all right, his cardio's good. But it just didn't translate. I think they should have had him doing more like actual 12-round boxing than like these flashy, you know, I'm running a marathon today or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Screw that. Like, that doesn't translate like as we saw.
He just like
some of it was inexperience.
He's just gonna have to work on that.
Because it happens in the UFC.
And he went 30 minutes. That's the longest he's ever fought.
Yeah.
You know, so he's used to 25.
Well, and Floyd knows. Okay, when it gets to this point, like Floyd wasn't gassed, but I'm sure like when he gets a little bit tired, he knows how to deal with it. Okay, this is the strategy I do now. You know, I'll put him in the clinch. I'll move up close to him. Conor didn't know any of that. Conor's just like, I'm tired. How do I deal with this?
Exactly.
Because he kind of knows how to do it at the UFC. He struggled still, but yeah, I think it was mainly like Mayweather's skills, his cardio, and then just Mayweather's incredible endurance.
And another thing was just, it was like we said about the end of round 6. It was interesting to watch the way Floyd picked him apart. Like some of the just the straight jabs he would land, like just.
Because he was leaning into him.
Nothing behind him. He come out at 4. Middle to the end of 4. He come out with this new like Conor said he like put his hands up like this and like just like laid his chest or his head in Conor's chest and like just Conor was like, I would like step back and reposition myself. I'd switch and I'd take a step back to position myself, you know, because I'm a longer fighter and I want to be away from him. And he's like, he just wouldn't get his head out of my chest, so I couldn't get the separation I needed. Like
yeah. Well, basically what he was doing is
you're
forcing him to do it like a illegal hit almost, because remember at the beginning he kept hitting those overheads.
Yeah.
And then also you're taking away his reach advantage.
Yeah. So like it was like Conor's like, not only am I swinging these punches, but I'm walking backwards while I'm doing it. Like
when you walk backwards, you're just gonna have yourself vulnerable, and you're just gonna get your head clean.
And you're exerting so much more energy walking.
Floyd's just as a master. I mean, an all-in-one. Like, I guess you could say move or one you know, moving your head forward with that whole, you know, whatever you want to call it. He's exerting him cardio-wise. He's forcing him to throw punches you're really not supposed to throw.
Yeah.
And you're not letting him have his reach advantage.
It's just, I mean, Floyd changed on the fly and just, I mean...
And Floyd's just a master.
He just walked him down. I mean, he just walked him down.
You would never think Floyd was 40 years old watching him the other night.
It was unbelievable to watch him.
I mean, that guy...
It was just crazy to see Floyd actually walk somebody down. Like, it's just, we've never seen that, and it was like...
And the thing is, once he had him wobbly, he just jumped on him. He just attacked him. He didn't hesitate. It was kind of reminded me of the John Jones-Cormier fight the other night where he got him wobbled and just started attacking him. It was just like that.
It was just, it kind of was.
That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, it's over. He's just going to jump on him.
I never even thought about
that. That's the first thing I thought.
Exactly what it was like.
Because it was like instinctual. He just jumped on him. He's like, he's weak. I'm just going to finish him. Like.
And I will say...
And Conor, I know he said it was just cardio. He was going to get probably... If they would have continued it, he would have gotten knocked out. But I was almost glad they ended it because it's like Floyd won. Conor looked really great. He didn't get actually put down. He just got knocked TKO'd.
And mean props to Conor for never even taking... I mean, he never hit the mat.
Honestly, if he was really like wanting to just purely have a chance at winning,
he should have took a knee.
He should have just like took a knee and just laid down for like
that would have caused a 10 count.
Not 10, but like 5. Yeah. You know, like I'd take like a 7 count.
It's 8. I'd take an 8.
And just get up and then have 2 seconds to spare, and then you could be rested because that's all. That's not all that was wrong with him, but I mean that was a big part of it was his cardio.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if he like he says he says when he can see that finish line like in UFC with like 1 round left is when he can get that second win because he knows like, okay, I'm 5 minutes from the finish. I can 5 minutes and it's over. If I just throw it all out on the line for these next 5 minutes. So if he'd have got to the end of the 10th round, he'd have gotten his corner and probably would have been like, okay, 6 minutes. That's all I got.
And I'm sure one of those, probably the last round, he would have just kind of would be similar to the first round.
It would have been interesting to see it go to the 12th. Like, I don't think he could have physically made it. Because the way he was acting.
A lot of people are saying I think if he could have got to his corner, I think it would have been fine. I think he would have been better off. I think he would still get... He definitely probably would have still gotten beat.
Yeah, he would have gotten beat.
I mean, it probably would have still been TKO.
He probably wouldn't have won any more rounds, I don't think.
He would have probably had... I'm sure if they let him get it, he would have had one more round where it'd be similar to the round 1. But I think Floyd would just do the same thing he did and just TKO him again.
Yeah, like, it was... Let's the stoppage. Let's talk about the stoppage first.
I think the referee did really good though. Like the referee I mean, you can't say Conor got screwed. Like everybody's trying to make it. The referee let him do a lot.
Yeah,
there were a lot of grabbing, a lot of overhead punches. Like the referee let him go.
Here's the thing about the stoppage. I see where Conor's coming from because in the UFC, it's, you have to be on the ground, virtually unconscious, completely defenseless. There's just physically no humanly possible way you're coming back. I understand what Conor's saying. So
that's a standard finish boxing.
From that perspective, Conor's not used to the I'm still on my feet, and I dodged a punch 3 seconds ago. Out of the last 5 punches he's thrown, I've dodged 2 of them. Conor's I don't get it, but Conor is not realizing this is you're going by Queensberry rules, you're going by boxing rules, and according to the boxing rules, that match was stopped right.
He had his hands down. He had his hands down half that time, that last flurry of punches.
Conor's got to understand that the ref at the end of the day is looking out for his best interest.
Plus, look at it. Was he dodging punches? Yeah, but was he falling back and leaning on the ropes to dodge a couple of those? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
He was sitting there he would have just. I can see if there's 10 seconds left. There's a minute and a half. Over a minute and a half.
There's 10 seconds left. Let that thing go to the bell.
He was just sitting there eating punches. He was just going to continue to eat them.
He wouldn't have stopped.
And people would be really complaining if it went the other way even more than they did now. And then you might, one thing leads to another. The UFC's mad, and I wouldn't say a lawsuit because I'm pretty sure they have a clause where you can't do that. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't want to have
bad blood,
an injury with the UFC, and then their biggest draw just gets injured or something. And plus, that was a standard finish in boxing.
It was a completely.
Most boxing knockouts that get stopped, the guy does go down. But that was a very unique circumstance. The way he was leaning on the ropes, just perfectly supporting the ropes are supporting his weight. He really probably would have went down if the ropes weren't there.
Yeah, it was. The stoppage was right. I would.
And Floyd was about to tee off on him one more time, and I think the ref was like, no more.
I just wish, like we said, I wish it would have been 10 seconds left, and the ref would have been just struggle these 10 seconds out real quick, go over there, get an ice pack on your chest, and come back out.
I don't know. I think that could have been dangerous.
A minute and a half left. There's no. You have to stop that fight.
Unless say it was 10 seconds, I think he was so gassed. I don't think that little 30-second break, 45.
They get a minute.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't think that would have been enough for him to get his rejuvenate. I think he still would have probably gotten gas.
But it was crazy how
he definitely could come out a little bit fresh. But I think
it was crazy how
Floyd was completely fresh.
Once they stopped it and they got the mic in Conor's face and he, when he sat there and he caught his breath for about 2 minutes, he was like.
Yeah, no, his thing is he's conscious and he probably remembered that whole interview. It's not when Cormier did that interview. He interviewed and he looked fine, but you could tell whenever he said, "I don't remember."
The next day he said he didn't even remember it.
Yeah, I don't think that was any type of the case.
Yeah,
I think it was just I was tired. I was getting the crap.
He was even saying it when
he would have been knocked out.
The ref got in between him and broke it up, and the camera zoomed in on Conor's face really quick, and you could pick it up, and he was just looking at the ref I'm tired. You could hear him. He was like, "I'm tired. I'm just so tired."
Yeah, I don't know. They need to work on that. They gotta get something.
Work on his cardio. They have to do something.
Because he's powerful. He has decent, skills on well, he's not the greatest on the ground, but
he's so good standing.
Nobody just beats him as a fighter. They beat him as cardio.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go to the ground. He doesn't have to.
Well, it's not even the thing where he doesn't like going to the ground and other people make him go. He's good at not going down to the ground already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go to the ground, and I'm very good at controlling the fight to the point where we're not going to go to the ground. I'm not going to let it get to that point.
And the Nate Diaz 3 fight, we're going to probably have to do a couple videos on that.
Nate Diaz is coming out and saying he's wanting 20 to 30 million.
Good one.
First of all, the UFC's not going to pay Conor 20 to 30 million. You think you're going to get paid 20 to 30 million? Not happening.
Nobody's gotten paid that. Brock, Ronda Rousey, Conor, any of the fellas. John Joe,
the UFC can't pay people 20 to 30 million dollars. It's just
it's not like boxing where they pay just the fighters and then
the way their pay structure is broken down. They can't do it. They have too many parties to pay. They have too many. They don't pay high. They don't have high gate prices. It's not the same.
People are getting happy in the UFC for making $40,000 a fight.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
decent for. I know people were like, well, no, these guys made million. No, the vast majority of the roster isn't making anything like that.
It's not like and. It's not like every boxing match, every boxer gets $100 million a fight.
Well, yeah, even then it's just.
They're getting marginally more than UFC fighters, but it's not crazy.
I'm thinking it's a bargaining tactic with Nate Diaz. I want 20 or 30 million. Okay, well, what was he going to get paid before? Maybe $1 million or maybe $2
million and a half.
Maybe like $2. Well, maybe 20 million. We can't do that. We can give you $3. Okay, that's more than I made last time. I'll take it. I think that's kind of
that's what he's gonna have to understand is.
I hope that it's a bargaining tie. I think that's what he's doing.
If he does the thing where he's like, I'm not fighting for less than 20, you're not gonna ever fight again, then, buddy. Like
he's. If the money's the problem, you're gonna get zero the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, he'll end up fighting.
But back to the boxing match. It was. I don't want to see Conor back in a boxing ring.
I do. He was in there with the greatest ever, and really, if he has his cardio right, which I'm sure they gotta be figuring out, he could go in there and look pretty solid. I mean, there's a lot of guys who probably couldn't have taken that heavy offense at the beginning. Even Paul Malignaggi said, like, it made him feel good whenever Floyd was struggling with that at first, because he was like, I was doing the same thing the first 4 or 5 rounds. He was saying, I looked like terrible the first 4 rounds because you just don't know how to attack him with that weird stance.
It's that karate stance.
He said whenever Floyd was having the difficulty, he was like, okay, and those are some, world champion level boxers. If you fight somebody his experience level, I don't see him struggling too bad.
It won't even be a contest. Like, he'll just overwhelm them with that. Like, they've trained for this one stance. They haven't even really had that many pro fights. They've trained this one stance defense their whole career, and they get in there, the guy who's got a karate stance in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
It'll just throw them off. And like, I'm not saying he'll just totally outclass them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he'll totally throw their game off. So, like, Floyd's done this 50 times. He knows how to adjust his game plan. A guy who's had like 3 or 4 fights, he just won't know how to. He won't know how to correctly adjust his game plan. That's all I'm saying.
Not a whole lot of people could have beaten Floyd that night.
No, not a whole lot of people. And it's just. I think that like. I don't know. I don't think personally. I just want to see Conor in a box. I like him better in an octagon.
I'd like to see him do it again, but like with the right situation.
Somebody said he might fight winner of Triple G and Canelo, and I just don't think that's a good idea for him.
That won't be good. He needs to just quit. Like the Floyd thing, I get it was a one-off, but like let him fight like somebody like decent level.
Yeah, I don't think he wants.
The problem is after fighting Floyd, it's gonna be hard for him to be like, all right, I'm now fighting this guy that like isn't super popular, but
I don't think
we could probably do some more videos on the whole Conor as a whole boxer, and the Nate Diaz and his trilogy.
Yeah,
we'll probably have to save that for a new video.
Got anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Well,
we kind of want to make a quick little video. We'll probably wrap this one up.
Wrapping this one up, and
if you're listening to our podcast, thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
if you're watching the video, you're just watching the video.
Yeah, you got a couple platforms to listen to this on, so. Check it out. YouTube channel, vice versa, podcast on iTunes, on Podbean.com.
Whichever way you like listening to it. We don't care which way you listen to it.
Yeah, we get views either way. Or both. We'll take both.
Yeah, I mean,
happy with either one.
You can probably sync the audio up.
So check us out on Twitter. We're gonna run a couple polls. We might try like a fan vote for show. Kind of.
Yeah, we might do that. If we can get some active followers, we'll probably do that.
Yeah, if we can get fans voting for what kind of shows we might do, we might try it out and see how it works. But thanks for listening to this, guys. Be sure to follow us on all our social media. We'll see you next time.